Hello, friends. The time has come. It's Saturday. That means it's time for the Saturday Psychic Sampler, where you ask specific questions and I give you specific answers. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Really appreciate it. I see you getting your questions in. I will take them in the order that I see them. You're going to find that the tarot scopes this month, or next month, obviously, August, are going to be light seers as well. And it's funny because it's not on my table right now for in-person professional readings. I'm not using it as a workhorse. But for y'all, for whatever reason, right now, I am so all about this deck. I cannot even begin to tell you why, but here it is. So let's get going. All right, you know the drill. Your specific question, I'll take them in the order in which I see them. I do want to start by saying a big thank you to Cassia. Thanks for being a member, and thank you for the super chat. Really, really appreciate it. Thank you for your support. All right, the first question that I see is for Justine. Justine, we've missed you. I know you had surgery, I think, on Tuesday. So thanks for being here today. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. Thanks for using members-only emojis. And thanks for the super sticker. Really appreciate it. Thank you. I would like to know how my recovery is going and what is most needed for my full recovery in the next week. I'm getting anxious about getting back to daily life, but don't want to jump the gun, if you will. I understand. And obviously follow doctor's orders. That's important. But let's take a look and see what we got here. All right. So first of all, just in terms of how you're healing, you seem to be doing great. Seems to be going well. Obviously follow doctor's orders, but seems to be going very well. You know, but you're right. You don't want to overdo it. So what should you be doing right now to ensure your good recovery? Don't worry about things you don't have to worry about. Make sure you're staying hydrated. Make sure you're drinking enough water. And take things on one at a time. It's okay to give yourself some time to rest. You know, I don't think you're in danger of malingering. So I'm not worried. I think you're healing. Follow your doctor's orders, but don't rush it. Bouncer into club, so nice to see you. Good question. I love this. I have to make a decision about a situation. F suggests one thing and C suggests another. Who should I listen to? Okay, great question. So if we go with F, I don't know, man. Okay. If we go with C, what if neither of these people are correct? Is there a third option? Is there an option you haven't considered or an option that is some hybrid of these two? So what about a third option that has not been mentioned? I feel like you're seeing this in a very binary thing. You either do this or you do that. But it may be about the way you do it, right? And it may not be as binary as you think. I think that F feels a motivation that, like, you have done too much or this is a bad situation for you, and F is protective of you. It's to protect you. That's what that would do, right? C is worried about... C is more worried into the long term and what's really going to make you happy in the long term. Yeah, I'm not sure that either of these people, like, I think they mean the best for you, I do, but I'm not sure either of them have the right of it. I think the answer is something different than any of that. And because of that, I will give you a second question if you want. If you can formulate another question from that, I'll be happy to do a second question. All right. Adriana Belange, nice to see you. TT has been approached by one of our competitors and is interviewing with them. Will they offer her the role and would she leave? I'm not sure she's going to receive an offer. If she did receive an offer, I mean, if it was good enough, she would take it, of course. But do I really see her leaving right now? I think she wants to leave. I think she's hoping to leave. I think she's trying to leave. I don't know if this is going to be the exit. I think she may not get the offer. Liz Harrison, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Had a situation repeat itself with my sister, and I'm left feeling confused and disheartened. Any insight or advice regarding what to do with my sister and the current situation? All right. Well, isn't the problem that you've been expecting your sister to act in a certain way that your sister doesn't act? I mean, isn't that really the problem? Isn't the problem that you're looking at, well, how would I act in this situation? And we're sisters, so I would expect, that's what I'm looking for. I would expect that a sister would do it this way, but that's not how this person operates. So I have a feeling that you're holding this person accountable to a standard of behavior that this person does not hold themselves accountable to. And whether the fact that this person is your sister doesn't mean anything in this story, as far as I can see. So the advice is, do not assume that because you're sisters, that's going to cause a certain behavior, nor should it from you, number one. And number two, what you see is what is true. You know, what you're seeing is the truth, and you've seen it more than once. So I would say, see what is there and act accordingly. All right. Linda G., so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. How has this time apart affected him? I think he's thinking. I think he's sad. I think he's upset. I think he doesn't really know what to do. I think he's probably talking to people, looking for solutions. I think he's trying to make it be okay. I don't know where this is going to take him. He's still very much in process, but I can tell you he's processing. Smile Soul 20, it's so good to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Cassia, you're up next. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for the super chat, and thanks for the members only emojis. Really appreciate it. My reconnected Brazilian friend sent the other day thoughts about love. We talked once for a week about music, but texts about lots of everything. What's going on in his mind? Oh my gosh, that is a very good question, isn't it? Let's take a look and see what we see. What's going on in his mind? Oh, he's interested. He's interested. Now, has he always been interested? I think he does see you as a friend, and he wants to be a good friend to you. Does he want to be a friend and also get some sweet stuff? Maybe, but I think he may actually be interested, legit in a relationship. Do we think there is a relationship potential here? I don't know. I would say be careful. I think it's very, very important, Cassia, for you to set the tone of this relationship. I think it's really important for you recognizing that he may be thinking romantically, sexually, whatever. I think it's super important for you to think about what do you want and for you to set the tone for you what you want. If you are also interested in those things, I would say take it slowly because I don't know that he really has the maturity to be what you need in that way. And if there's a chance of doing music, you don't want to screw up the music thing, right? And when we look at music there, that's a good thing too. And I think he feels that. So focus on the music and the connection for the music. If something more develops, decide what you want or what you don't want. But remember, you set the tone. And don't encourage him if you don't want to encourage him. That's really the key. Does that make sense? All right. Leslie Jones, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Monday was my brother's birthday, and it was the first time we spoke since last year. How did he feel about me reaching out? Will he reach out to me in the future or keep his distance? Let's take a look. A lot of sibling questions today. Siblings can be confusing. Okay, so how did he feel? How did he feel with you reaching out? I think he was surprised and a little awkward about it. I think he didn't quite know what to do with it, and he hoped that he handled it well, but it was awkward. He felt awkward about it. Will he be reaching out to you now more often? Probably not. Should you still continue to reach out to him? That's up to you. Does he want a relationship with you? I think it makes him afraid. I think there's a lot he's afraid of, but I think the two of you could have a relationship, and that might be a really good thing, but you're going to have to be the one who continues to take the initiative. And I wouldn't be angry about that at this stage. I mean, in the long run, obviously that would need to change, but at this stage, I think it's important to recognize his bandwidth is really limited. Yolanda, it's so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. You start your new job on Monday. What can I expect? What or who to avoid? How can I make my first 90 days successful? What about my licensure? So there's a lot of questions there. I think, like any new job, I think the people will be welcoming, but it will be an unfamiliar situation, and you're going to have to learn all the things, and that will be hard, but people will be helpful. I think it'll be okay, and I think it'll be pretty easy to learn. And I mean, you know the drill. When you go, this is for everybody anytime, right? When you go into a new job, share as little personal information as possible, be really friendly with everyone and interested in all their stories, and engage them in their stories, and don't reciprocate. Like everybody else in a new job, right? Don't give anyone any information they can use against you, but let them give you all the information that they can, and then you'll see how it develops over time. So, just basic new job protocols, of course. And as far as your licensure, I think you're going to have to really make sure that we've got that in place, because I know they're going to do it, but I don't know if they have all the things in place to do it. So you have to make sure about that. So check and double check that. That's the key. All right, Jeannie Mnuchin, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. Teaching a kids' animation class coming up. Mix of story, theater, and drawing. That is so cool. Anything I should know before it starts, and will it go well? Well, I think just recognizing how exciting this is going to be for the kids, giving them access to this knowledge and information of how this works is so exciting. And so just recognize that this is exciting. It's exciting for you. It's exciting for them. Probably more exciting for them than it is for you. But it should be exciting for you. So get excited. I think the problem is they're going to come in expecting to be able to do the animation they see on their video games or they see when watching anime. And what you're going to be teaching them is very rudimentary stuff, right? And so you have to make sure they understand conceptually that it's the same. And let them know from the beginning that it's not going to look, what are the animations that you see and enjoy? Obviously, this isn't going to look like that. And, so manage expectations and make sure they understand how this applies to the animation they see in their world, because they see a lot of it. All right. Jenny. I don't know if you remember. I do. I totally do. Last week, I asked about my mom. I feel like she got angry with me and my dad because she's jealous of the attention he gives me during my recovery from depression. She's speaking with my dad now, but not to me. What's going on inside her mind? How can I protect my peace? I'm low-key glad she's not speaking to me because at least she's not saying anything hurtful. But it's awful having someone not talk to you in your house. And, the thing is, Jenny, and we talked about this before, no one in this situation is healthy. And I'm not trying to make anybody bad here, but no one in this situation is healthy. No one. And you have to take care of your health. The adults in this situation, and I know you're an adult too, but they're the adults of record historically, and neither of them are in a position to be able to really see or know or do what's right for you. So with your mom, you have to manage your expectations, recognize that her issues are her issues, and it's hurtful to you, but you have to heal. Whether she chooses to heal or not, you have to heal. Honestly, the soonest, if you could get out of this living situation and into a more stable living situation, don't go into something less stable. But if you could find a way to get out of this situation and into a more stable living situation, that would be ideal. And when we look at your mom, never try to figure out what's going on inside her mind. Never try to figure that out because it's really not healthy in there. It's really not nice. Don't be that person who wants to know what's going on inside there. It's like the container of milk that's been in the refrigerator for a long time and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so gross. Here, smell it. No! You already know it's gross. Don't smell it. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to compare your mother to rotten milk. But what's going on inside her isn't well. And we wish her well just as we wish you well. But the two of you are each not going to get well with each other. That's the key. All right. Catherine Fan, nice to see you. Does my friend feel romantically attracted or interested in me at all? And the answer is not to their knowledge. I mean, it's possible there is something there. It's possible there's a connection there, and it's possible you see the connection. But I don't think this person has seen it yet because they don't want to see it. So what do you do with that? Nothing. It's possible this person will get their head out of their butt, will see it, and will come to you. And if this person comes to you, then do as thou wilt, for sure. But don't you try to push it forward. Don't try to get this person to see what you can see. Let them see it on their own in time. Do I think they will? 50-50 maybe. Trey, I agree with you. And Jenny, if you agree with Trey, there's a lot of books, blogs, websites, whatnot, dealing with narcissistic mothers. And it's probably good, as the adult child of a narcissist, if you believe that's what's going on here, probably really, really good to manage that as that. And Trey says, as someone who's lived with a narcissist, it's unbearable. And the thing is, right, the findings, the study on narcissism, it's so interesting. It's just in the past 15 years. When I first started really getting interested in narcissist personality disorder and shades thereof, I was told that, it's really rare, really, really, really rare. Now they're saying it's 1 in 25. 1 in 25 people is a raging narcissist medically. They walk among us. And that's relatively new information, and the science could change again. Science is always changing. Good science is replaced by better science. That's how it works. But yeah. It's hard. It's really hard. All right. And up next is Trey. So nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Any advice on my current goal? I feel like I'm close to achieving it. Am I right? Right, Trey. 1 in 25. So that's like in every classroom, there's a likelihood that at least one kid has narcissistic tendency, right? So be careful who you date. Be careful who you marry. All right. Trey, advice on your current goal? Are you close to achieving it? You are definitely taking control and moving forward in a good way, which I'm very, very pleased to see, Trey. Remember your tendency to bullshit yourself in either direction. To bullshit yourself saying it's not a good idea when it is. To bullshit yourself saying, this is good enough, I can do it this way, when the harder way was the better way. You can do that to yourself. Don't do that. Don't do that. And yes, you are close and it will be successful. Barbie Bird, so nice to see you, our own Barbie girl. Glad you're here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. I bet you were so sick of references to the Barbie movie at this point in your life, my friend. Thank you for using members-only emojis. We really appreciate you. I'm hoping you can provide some guidance advice on how to navigate my job with regards to lateral changes or promotions. I'm looking for autonomy and growth opportunities. So the current job as it stands feels both good and frustrating. Within the current organization, there could be the possibility of a lateral move that would look really good and might position you for a promotion later on, but I'm 50-50 as to whether it would be worth the heartache. In terms of promotions, like actual promotions, I think it's possible. Yeah, I think if you stick around, no matter what you do, there will be a promotion. Does that mean that staying with this organization is the best thing to do? I think it's good, and I think this is good advice in general for anyone, but this is for you, but it might be true for other people too. I think it's good to look elsewhere as well. I think it's always good to know what your options are. Because if you look elsewhere and you find something better, well, now you have an option. And I don't see you as being so in love with where you are, right? And if you don't find something, that could help you adjust your attitude as to where you are and appreciate it more. So I'd be open to looking elsewhere. I would not really be too excited about a lateral move. But I think within 6 months to a year, if you stay where you are, there could be a decent promotion that would be good. All right. Adrija, how are you doing? You are on my mind so much today, and you know why. So cards for August, work and love, certainly. August work, I would not be surprised if you got an offer for a new job at some point in August. The job probably wouldn't start in August, but there may be a new job offer. So I think that's possible. And love in August, I think there will be some difficulties and frustrations on the way to getting what you want. Is it possible you'll have what you want in August? Possible, but that's not a prediction. But one way or the other, in August, there will be some difficulties and frustrations on the way to that. All right, a table for one, Diana. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you so much. I have someone here who podcasts and has a paranormal museum. Oh my gosh, let me get my coat and my car keys. I'm on my way. I'll see you soon. Good. Of course, here I am in Florida and it's summer. What in the world would I be having a coat for? You probably don't need one where you are either. Likewise, is my car here? No, John's out. So anyway, but it is exciting, isn't it? Okay, will he end up being an ally that can help me bounce around ideas for my paranormal site and project? Will this person be an ally? I think this is one, like you may find, and you may have found, that in a lot of our Somerset, Kentucky, I probably don't need the coat, right? Here's the thing. A lot of people in the greater world and adjacent world of what we're doing here, and the Paranormal Museum would fall into that. A lot of people are very insecure and proprietary. So you need to bow and scrape and kiss the ring a lot before you try to create a relationship that could be described as collaborative. I'm not sure. And don't take it personally if it doesn't happen, because a lot of people, and I speak from experience, it's what I see in the cards and I speak from experience, a lot of people in this greater community are really jealous, proprietary, unhealed, and so do not go in with expectations, and definitely stroke the ego here. Because unfortunately, in our community, there's a lot of people with, and you know what it is, like they seem like they have overblown egos, and it's really just the opposite. It's people who are really, really, really insecure, and they've found this one place where they fit in. And so they have to take over that place, and they have to just be like, I am the grand poobah of all things in this field, and kiss my ring. So I'm not saying he's all that bad, but there's a tinge of it. And thank you. Okay, this is the grand announcement, everyone. Thank you, Diana. So it's probably also true at Ross. Time to go shopping, everyone. The Halloween stuff is out at Dollar Tree. So all y'all people, I was talking about this before, I'm going to go do this. All of the things that we love year round become available to us for Halloween, and it started, people. Yay! Here we are. All right, Quinn Kilharius, Renata. RY and I were really close friends, but he suddenly changed and got distant. He recently reached out, but he still seems pretty distant. Why did he suddenly get distant? Why did he reach out? I have a feeling it was because of his girlfriend. She was my friend first, but then she suddenly disappeared too, and then he got weird. All right, let's take a look. Oh, Diana, you're dead on, people being proprietary. Have you seen signs of that already? That would actually not surprise me. Okay. So, Quinn, RY is very reactive, so can be like all in, all out, reacting to things. What was RI reacting to? I think there is a lot of weird communication around girlfriend stuff. And I think for you, you're just an anomaly in the situation. I have a feeling that these two people, the girlfriend and RY, perceive you as being like super duper independent, strong, smart. Super duper independent, strong, smart, able to be friends with people without strings, like incredibly emotionally healthy. I don't think they perceive it as emotional health. They perceive it as different, and it scares them. That's what I think it is. Let me know if that makes sense. Ali Mammon, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Can you please tell me what is blocking me from accessing my psychic gifts? Anxiety, worry, depression, thinking it should be a certain way when it might not be, trying too hard but not studying enough. All of that. All of that. I would say relax. I would say relax and be more playful with it in a lot of ways. Yes, study is good and do study, but also do play. And so back to you, Renata, Quincalharius. Yeah, the girlfriend, but he's also weird because of the girlfriend with the girlfriend. Girlfriend brings out the weird in him, too. That's the point. Cassandra, my mom left, took off last night. Oh, my gosh. I want to make sure she's safe and okay wherever she is. Oh, my gosh. Sending so much love. I'm not actually surprised to hear it, just because of some of the energies we've been seeing flying around there. But that's pretty intense. Is she okay? I mean, yes, she is. But I mean, obviously, she's doing what she's doing because she doesn't understand or know how to do something in a less scary way. So when you talk to her, tell her that the solution needs to be long-term and can't be done out of anger, and that she's right to want more for herself. And you'll talk to her soon. All right. Claire C., thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. We appreciate you. You're up next. Just a bit of feedback from Renata Quincalharius. Yes, it does. I was going through my falling out with MA, and I felt like they wanted to break up, and me going through it may scare them. Yeah. Okay, Claire C., here's your question. What was my dream about moving to an apartment in my old school in Texas trying to tell me? To remember who you are and have always been. To heal from the things that have been hurtful and the ways you have been treated unfairly. And to know that right now, if you compare yourself to the person you were when you were there, you have all of that person's talent and charm and heart. And you also have a whole boatload of wisdom and experience now that you didn't have then. So take those two things, put it together, and do whatever the heck you want to with it. Does that make sense? Morgana the Great, so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. How can I improve my mood? I force myself to get out of the house and hang with my friends, but even then I feel deeply unhappy, like I don't have a real connection with anyone. Okay, so the question is, Morgana, do you know why this is? Do you have clinical depression? That is a warning sign for clinical depression, which is, could be very serious. So when we look at this, is it a mood issue? Is it a mood disorder? Are you dealing with some kind of clinical depression? I don't know. I mean, obviously, if you are, see a doctor, talk to a therapist, do what you need to do. If I'm looking at it, I'm feeling like it's probably more, as you put it, mood-driven. But I think it's a reaction. I don't think it's so much necessarily a clinical thing as a situational thing. And I think, what situation in your life is causing you deep unhappiness? Honestly, I mean no disrespect to anyone in this story. But I feel like you're hanging out with some people that you have outgrown. And you don't know how to nicely get away from them and find other people, or how to change the energy of the relationship. And you don't want to be mean. And some of these people really are your friends, and some of them probably aren't. But I think it really is kind of a friend issue, and the issue is you need some new friends. You've outgrown some of your friends. That's what I think. All right. Melissa, so nice to see you. And hey, I want to remind everyone, if you are a member at the Stars or Suns level, we're doing our gathering tomorrow evening, Sunday, 5 p.m. Eastern time to make it easy for people to get there. So I'll be sending out, well, the link is already up in the community tab. I've sent it out to some people. Some people have yet to receive it. If you want a link and can't get it off the community tab, then by all means ask and I will send it to you. And we're going to gather for an hour. We'll talk, we'll do a class, whatever you want. But it'll be fun. Nice to see each other's faces. So that's tomorrow at 5. All right. Melissa, so nice to see you. Thanks for being a member. And here comes a forthcoming rant about social media. I understand. I find it interesting when couples post virtual love letters to their significant others. Maybe, or perhaps my style is much more private, but it always strikes me as odd to be so public about one's affections. Agreed. I recently saw a friend's post about a wedding anniversary and it completely triggered me. My question is, why was I so triggered? Was it because the post struck me as disingenuous and riddled with insecurity, or was my reaction because I'm single and yearning for a relationship, or something else, or both? And thanks for using members-only emojis. We appreciate you. All right, here we go. All right, so were you triggered by something that felt disingenuous? Yes, but I think you were also triggered because it would be nice to have someone that you could be disingenuous about. No, seriously. I think, right, the particular relationship in question, you are right about what you saw. I don't know that you needed that confirmation, but I'll give it to you anyway. Yes, yes, yes. And, it's that thing, the people who protest the loudest, the people who proclaim the loudest are the people who are the least happy. And we understand that. I think it's all of those things. And social media is hard because it causes us to compare our insides with other people's outsides, and other people's outsides that, as you see, are perhaps disingenuous. And so you're not wrong. That's the point. You're not wrong. Try to laugh at it and just sort of recognize this part of our culture and how fun and good it is. I'm still in contact with people I knew when I was, not even a teenager. And without social media, that wouldn't be true. So it's fabulous, but it's also yucky. And I think it's just a matter of recognizing we're all triggered by shit on social media. That's all of us. And for those of us who are spiritual, for those of us who are really working hard to be our best, we have to use this to grow. We have to use this to wish everyone well and grow. And we're all, at some point or another, in this struggle. You are not alone. All right. Peggy Lou, so good to see you. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry you're not feeling well still. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. Should I go back to the hospital or wait to see the doctor on August 8th? I've had 3 different antibiotics and the issue is still not gone. I am so sorry. So, and when you say go back to the hospital, I'm assuming that that's not a doctor trying to admit you. I'm assuming you're asking if you should go to the ER. And let's see. Give me a minute. I'm not sure that antibiotics are entirely the solution. I think that's the problem. So, and August 8th, so that's really just like a week and a half away. If you wait a week and a half, and obviously if it gets worse, if it gets dangerous, then go. But don't go unless you think you're so bad you're going to be admitted. That's really the point. That's really the point. Don't go unless, don't go just thinking they're going to give you another script and it's going to work. Because I feel like just throwing scripts at this without really looking at it is not the right thing. So I would say, unless it gets dangerous, if it gets dangerous, obviously go to the hospital. But otherwise, I would wait for the doctor. And I would really ask the doctor to, run whatever tests and do whatever to figure out what's really going on. And my question is it possible that anything here could be insect bite related? Just curiosity. All right. George, thanks for being here. What is Sherry doing now in his life? I hope karma gets him for what he did to me. I understand the feeling. A lot of people feel that way at different times about different people. What is this person doing in his life? Same thing he always does. And the key is thinking about him isn't going to help you. You got to think about you. One of my favorite expressions is, the best revenge is a life well lived. So go do that thing. Ashley, it's so nice to see you. Thanks for being here. I would like to know if me and my other half will eventually move in with each other. I feel like there's some issues in this relationship. I don't think we're there yet. I feel like there's some things that need to be worked out before you would make a decision like that. Things about finances, things about communication, things about respect, things about boundaries. Like the fact that you refer to this person as your other half, like how did this relationship get to be that? Like I'm not even sure that that's an accurate description of what's going on here. So I would say whether or not we'll move in together is not the important question at this time. At this time, the important question is really, where do you feel supported and where don't you? Where do you feel like, this is working and where do you feel like it's not? And what do you want to do about it? All right. Teresa, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for being a moderator. We appreciate you so much. Thanks for using members-only emojis. Okay, hang on one second. Sorry, overscrolled. Give me a minute. Okay. Hang on a minute. Okay, I'm going to do Teresa, and then I just saw Bouncer into Club. I saw your follow-up, and I'm going to do that one next, and then I'll go back to the order, all right? All right, Teresa. My property management company lost my lease renewal, and I have to re-sign everything, so now I'm worried about the renewal in October. A pox on them! Oh, my gosh. Will it be okay and we can stay renting here? Yeah. Oh, I think it's going to be fine. I think it's going to be just fine. And I think the people in the office are mortified and are really upset. And it is very upsetting, but I think it's going to be fine. All right. So now, going back to the question from Bouncer into Club. F suggests giving the situation another chance, but make some changes to improve it. And C suggested leaving the situation completely. What could the middle path be? So let's see. So giving the situation another chance, but making some changes to improve it. Yeah, no, that's not going to work. C, leave the situation completely. See, I think that's hard. So here's the problem. I think what's really hard, Bouncer into Club, is there's a real problem here, but you don't really want to leave. So I think the middle path is recognizing that this is not working and this is problematic. Recognize that you may ultimately have to end this, but take your time and really examine the things that you're feeling. Asking the other person or people in the situation to make changes isn't going to work. If that was going to work, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. So asking a person that you've already asked to make changes, no. The only changes that can be made are changes made by you. And so that's what I would add to all of that. I think the just leaving is hard because you really don't want to. The idea of making changes is hard because I don't think that the other person or people involved here can. And so that's why neither of those options work. The options as I see it is, really taking your time to figure out your own emotional entanglement here and then figuring out from there. So basically it is an exit, but it's probably not the quickest exit. Does that make sense? Or it's a staying in with the understanding that you don't control anything going on here and you accept that. Could be that too. Although that doesn't sound healthy, does it? No. All right. So let me know if that makes sense. All right. Elizabeth Peralta, so nice to see you. Will my health insurance appeal go the way I want it to go? I think so, but it will take time and effort, but I think so, yes. Kanchan Verma, nice to see you. General guidance. She in a live asking for a specific reason. She asks for general guidance, and this we understand because Kanchan is not a rule follower, is she? And we know that about her, and that's something we love about her. All right, so general guidance it is. General guidance. Be creative, have fun, study, learn, and recognize your path is going to be different than anyone else's around you, and that's going to freak a lot of people out, but have the courage to be yourself anyway. Justine, you also are having love for this deck. That's good. All right, Michelle F., thanks for being a member. I would like to know how things are going at work. It's been incredibly busy and stressful. Are things going to get slower, easier anytime soon? When? There is an up and a down. It will slow down, and it will probably slow down even within the next couple of months. But the thing is, the way the workplace is structured, this will happen, I feel like y'all are intentionally understaffed. That's how it feels to me. So it'll get better, it'll get worse, it'll get better, it'll get worse. And that's how that is. All right, Martha Vink, Dream Talking with Vicky, nice to see both of you. Robin's Nest, nice to see you. Okay. All right. Oh, Lisa, that's interesting. Lisa Harmon, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. You had your 3-month MRI this past week. It has been killed. It's going to take a few months before it will disappear. My card for the week was the devil, keeping everyone up to date. Thank you. We are sending you all of our love and prayers. All right. Leslie, thanks for that feedback. That totally makes sense. All right, Nalini Kalu, thanks for being a member. Thanks for using members-only emojis. Is Brad's feeling getting deeper for me, or am I just reading too much into his behavior? It's not even so much about how he does or doesn't feel about you. It's about how he will allow himself to feel about you because he's so caught up in guilt and regret from past stuff. And so there's a lot of pieces to this. There's a lot of pictures to this. And so, does he have feelings for you? I think he does. Yeah, absolutely. Could they be growing? Absolutely, yes. But there's so much else going on there for both of you where you each tell yourselves these weird stories about, your past and how you're bad. And neither of you are bad. So if we could stop doing that, then we could see what we got going on here, and maybe it would be a good thing. Maybe. DH, so nice to see you. Should I make an offer on the house I looked at yesterday? And DH, thank you so much for being here, and thanks for being a member. We really appreciate you. Should you make an offer on this house? I don't see why you wouldn't. I don't see why you wouldn't. Some of the neighbors may not be the best, but that could be wherever you go. Overall, I think you want this. Martha Vink, nice to see you. I'm settled or settling in my job for at least a handful of years. Probably. When should I be planning on purchasing a house or property for the next stage after this job? Which is the hardest thing for ministers, right? If you're provided a parsonage as part of your salary, once you retire, what the heck, man? What do you do? That's a thing. And the thing is, I feel like there are other pieces that have to come into place. Like, it's hard for you to think about this because you've got your parents and you've got your girlfriend. And I think you've got to have a clear plan for what's going to, where your parents are going to be, and where your girlfriend wants to be, and where you want to be, and then you can figure it out. The conversation should start now. Now. Because I think it's going to take some time for that conversation to shake out and figure out what really works for you and what you really want. All right. Priyanka, nice to see you. I'm feeling stuck. There's something I'm unable to recognize and work on to feel accomplished. May you please give me some guidance? Yeah, happy to. Happy to. Okay. Yeah, it's everything. Oh my gosh, Priyanka, it's a lot. It's everything and it's a lot. It's things from the past that have hurt you. It's things from the past that you've been taught to believe are true that are not true. I feel like this is childhood stuff. This is cultural stuff. This is you figuring out who you are separate from who everybody wants you to be and who everybody thinks you should be. I think that's what this story is. And so this is deep personal introspection about who you are. And that's always a hard thing for us to do, but I think you'll find something really beautiful in there. All right. Maria, so nice to see you. Maria Baresi, general guidance in navigating the future. How you deal with people you love, it can be a lot of different things, and you can love people in a lot of different ways. You have to feel comfortable for yourself doing what is right for you and encourage other people around you that you love to do the same. Does that make sense? Okay, Smile Soul 20, thanks for being a member. My question, will I get promoted this year? And hope to see you, if you're available, hope to see you tomorrow night, 5 p.m. on Zoom. Okay, will you get promoted this year? I believe yes, you will. Yes. Rosemarie, so nice to see you. Can you tell me, please, when I will move out of this hell I'm experiencing? I'm miserable where I live and feel stuck. My husband, separated, still lives on the property, and I need to move away from him like another state to heal. So the separated husband, I think you're well aware that this marriage is not going to work and it's right for it to end. You're right about that. The thing is, I don't think he really wants the marriage to end, but I also don't think he wants to do anything to make the marriage happy. He just does what he does, and you have to kind of work around him. So you're right, you have to go away. You're right. And I think the thing that is holding you back, more than anything, I mean, it's a money issue at the end of the day, isn't it? I feel like it's money, it's logistics, it's that kind of thing. but I also feel like there's been an emotional issue attached to it. And I think if you let go of the emotional issue and just look at the logistics, it's going to be easier to extract yourself. Okay. Toria Willis, thanks for being here. The question is my kingdom spouse on his way? I don't know what that means. I'm so sorry. I have no idea what that means. And I'm afraid to, because that's a yes or no question, I'm afraid to answer it because I don't know what I'm answering, right? I have no idea. So if you could let me know what that means, if you could rephrase that question, then I might be able to give you a better answer. All right, Queen of Wands. Should I pursue a career in data analysis or keep trying at my spiritual business? All right. So your spiritual business is going nowhere, and the reason it's going nowhere is you're not ready. You found something you really liked and you jumped into it too quick. Jump into it for your heart. Jump into it for your joy. Jump into it for your well-being. And over time, if it's going to become a business, it will on its own. It will on its own. And so then, in the meanwhile, because these things are not mutually exclusive, should you pursue a career in data analysis? Do you want a career in data analysis? Like, there's no part of me that thinks you really want that. I would say, pursuing a career that you can count on makes sense, but should it be that career? I don't know. Maybe there's another one you'd like better. Toria, what you were wondering is, will you meet your husband soon? So again, I have a question. Because when you say that, it makes it sound like you already know who your husband's going to be. So is this like an arranged marriage? Or someone that you've met on the internet where you haven't met in person yet but have already agreed to marry? Is that what it is? Or are you asking in a roundabout way, are you asking if you will meet someone that you could develop a relationship with and ultimately marry soon? Which of those two things is the question? If you can clarify that, I'm sorry, but if you could clarify that for me further, then I can give you a good answer. All right. Because it still doesn't make sense to me. Because if you know who your husband is, why wouldn't you have met him? But maybe it's an arranged marriage or an internet thing. So I don't know. Queen of Wands, I don't. Right? I know you don't. But it's a nice paying one. I'm going to tell you something. I have been in this work full time, for almost 30 years. I have never once, not once, met a person who did a job just for the money that they didn't like at all and were glad for it or happy for it. I have never seen that work out for a single human being. Just saying. Maybe it would for you, but yeah. Okay, that's what you're asking. Okay, hang on one second. Misfit. Everybody, welcome, Misfit, to membership. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you. Thank you. And you may be a misfit, but you fit in here. Okay, so Toria, I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Will you be meeting someone soon? And the way you said it, it makes it sound like you have a belief system that includes the idea that there is someone destined for you. One particular person that is your destined person to meet. And I just have to tell you that that is not my skill set. That is not my belief set. I almost said skill set. This is my skill set. Not my belief set. And I actually believe that belief set, if you have that belief set. Okay. I think that's a really harmful belief set. Like, I don't understand why people choose to believe that, because it's so harmful and so hurtful. Why is it harmful and hurtful? Here it is. Because the idea that in a planet filled with all of these people, there's only one person that could love you and you could be compatible with and you could love? How could that ever possibly be true? It's illogical, number one. Number two, the idea that spirit decides who we should be with. We have free will. I don't care what religion you are. Free will is a part of every religion, and why wouldn't free will extend to our relationships? Number three, if we believe that our destined partner is just out there somewhere and we are fated to meet and we will meet, then we're not doing the work. And relationships take work. So now that I've given you my rant, sorry for the rant, but there it is. Let's do the reading. Amongst the people that you now know, I don't see one person who looks like a candidate. So I don't think it's anyone you now know. When do I think you will be meeting someone appropriate? Well, see, here's the problem. I feel like, you're an attractive person and you meet attractive people and you meet people that you find attractive, that find you attractive. But here's the other part of that spiritual mindset. As soon as you feel that connection, as soon as you feel that delicious new relationship energy where you just want to be in the sack with that person 24/7, for the next 10 years, and we know that feeling will change over time. It doesn't really wear off if it works, but that feeling, we tend to spiritualize that feeling. And so if you hold that belief set, you are very likely to end up with the person who isn't right for you. So be careful. Do not over-spiritualize relationships. For the love of all that is holy, do not over-spiritualize relationships. Because I have a feeling you're going to be meeting someone even in the next month or so where you could have some fabulous kinds of sex, but not necessarily a relationship. So be careful. Be open-minded. Do not rush into anything, and I think you would meet a person who would be a fabulous relationship within the next 2 years. All right. Misfit, you have this deck as well. That is so cool. Kathleen, I'm on a roll. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, here it is. I'm 60 years old, right? So I was raised, as many of you were, in a culture that says, you have to respect people's beliefs. You have to respect what people believe. And I've decided that's a bunch of crap and it's gaslighting. No, I don't. I have to respect you because I'm a good person and I want to be a good person, and being a good person means treating everyone with respect. So I respect you. But do I respect a belief that I think is a harmful belief? No, I don't. And I don't have to. And that was my very liberating shift in belief that happened just as I turned 60. So isn't that cool? All right. Let's see. All right. Bella Luna. Did I pass by you, Kathleen? I'm not sure if I did or not. Hang on a minute. I might have done. I might not. I have not gotten to you. Have I gotten to you yet? No, I have not gotten to you yet, Kathleen, but I will keep an eye out. Okay, next up, Bella Luna. Okay, so a message from the universe. On Saturdays, we try to do specific questions. I will do this, but just to be clear, a message from the universe is not a specific question, just to be clear. But I'll do it anyway, because I'm glad you're here. Okay, Bella Luna, I feel like you're feeling like you've missed the boat, that you're not going to have what you want, that opportunities are not available to you, that you're out in the cold. I feel like you are not feeling good about who you are and where you are right now. Whatever is making you feel that way, acknowledge what's going on, but then you got to get out of this and you got to see a better truth, a different truth about who you are and what is possible for you, because there is so much opportunity here. You are so intelligent. You have such good energy. There is so much opportunity for you that you don't see. So you got to see it. All right. Mediha Ness, nice to see you. Thanks for being a member here. We appreciate you. My teenager will start high school this fall. I'm sorry. No, I'm not sorry. Not really. How can I support her? How will she do academically and socially? Very good. All right. Okay. How is she likely to do in high school? I think she's nervous a little. I think she'll be a little shy. I think she'll be a good student, a very good student. And I think she'll be one of those people that has some friends, but doesn't really do the mean girl social piece. You know, she'll have some friends. I think she will find herself, be creative, blossom. I think she's going to do extraordinarily well. Of course, it's never easy, but I think this is going to be a great journey for her. How can you best support her? By letting her know that she is wonderful and fabulous and supported and loved in whatever she chooses. As long as it's not harmful to her or someone else, you are right in her corner and you will support her no matter what. And I think she knows that because I know you and you're her mom. And so I think she already knows that. But that's all you need to do. Okay. Kathleen Patricia. Will I move to Tennessee for a job? Maybe. It's a real possibility. I'm not saying you must or you should or you will, but it's worth looking at. Yes. Joyous Ocean, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a member here. Which direction should I be going in my love life? The aggressive searching or keep focusing on self and business and manifest the right person showing up? I think there's a middle ground there. I think instead of aggressive seeking, you can be actively available. Actively available. Where, you know, if you want to do the dating apps, if you want to go to the singles event, if you want to go to the speed dating event or whatever you can, you're actively available. But you're not feverishly aggressively searching, right? And you are, of course, focusing on self and business. I think you're a smart person. I think there's room in there for you to do all of the above. As long as it's not aggressive searching, but rather just active availability. That's what I see. Miss Silver 41, nice to see you. Any guidance on what I need to prioritize this month? You need to prioritize figuring out what the priorities are. I know that's funny. I know that sounds funny, but you're right to be asking this question because there's a lot pulling at you. And I have to say money, stability, and creativity are the top things. Rosemary, I don't know how you do it, but you're 100% correct. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Misfit, thank you. That's the greatest thing I heard. Good. Good. And Suman, nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Jackie Masters, thanks for being a member. We really appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for using members-only emojis. What can I look forward to? What should I be aware of? And how should I handle this for August? What should be the mindset going into and through August? And again, congratulations on your new job. We recognize August will be your first full month in the new job, and I think that's important in this context. Your mindset for August is learning in all ways. What can you look forward to in August? Having every single insecurity that lives within you come bubbling up. The question is, what are you going to do about it? This time when it comes bubbling up, look at it, name it, say, I see you, go away now. Go sit in that chair over there. So I think there's going to be an opportunity to handle certain stresses and anxieties in a different way. Teresa, I did yours. Suman, thanks for being here. Love generally. I think you're healing from some heartbreak. I think you have to heal in order to be open to something new. Misfit, I chose the perfect day to join. Many decks, learning and taking tarot lessons. Yes, indeed. That's so good. And do you have a question for today? Go ahead and ask a question. Casey Aaron, thanks for being here. Still on the job hunt. Going on interviews. Any timeline on when I might get an offer? And so this is an interesting question, too, the way it's worded. Because you've worded any timeline on when I might get an offer. But that's not really what you want to know, I bet. You don't care about when you're going to get an offer. You care about when you're going to get an offer that you accept. And I say this because I know a lot of you here are tarot students, and this is a learning while doing situation. So clarity in questions is important, okay? So when will you get an offer that you accept? I think at this point, you're like, what you're saying is, look, I get an offer, I'm accepting it no matter what, I don't have a choice. I think that's where you're at this point, and I can see why. It's been hard. I would say you will have actually a good job by the end of October. Okay, here's the question from Misfit. Will anything serious come out of my current relationship? Let's take a look. Okay. Will anything serious come out of my current relationship? I think there's a lot of opportunity for growth and conversation and healing. And I think this relationship is beneficial for this reason. I don't know if this is a combination that can last a lifetime, but I do think there's a lot of opportunity for communication and growth. Ms. Silver 41, thank you for understanding the reality that was within that humor there, because yeah, that's how it came up, for sure. For sure. Okay. Quinclaharius, still in the topic of love readings, do you feel like people change for the better? Like, have you read for someone who had a bad relationship, they should leave and things worked out, or doesn't that happen, but they will work out? It can happen. People can change. It can happen. And love is really unpredictable. That's why, like, the skill, I think, in looking at those relationships is really looking at those questions. Willingness to change, ability to change, and why are they the way they are in the first place? If they're the way they are because they don't know any better, well then yeah, of course they can change. But if they're the way they are because that's literally how they are hardwired, they won't change. So you have to look at those kinds of things. So every situation is different, right? That's why, like, I hate, okay, here comes a new rant, you asked for it. There are many readers, and I've written a blog post on this as well, many readers who bring common wisdom to the tarot table, and I think we all do. I think I did in the beginning of my career. For instance, once a cheater, always a cheater. If he cheated, he's going to cheat again, right? Once a cheater, always a cheater. Common wisdom, right? But that's not true. Every situation is different. And that may be what you want to say to your friend over a pina colada, but you got to check the cards. And it took me a while to kind of learn that, that, common sense does have a place in what we do here, but in some cases it doesn't. I know that's crazy, right? But it's true. All right. Ness, she's the shy, artistic kind. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Okay. Yep, at this point, I'll accept anything. Yeah, that's what it looks like, Casey, for sure. Lisa, no question, just sending love. There you go. Joyous Ocean, I like the actively available. Good. Okay, Joanne Ellis. I had a question. Why are my parents so disappointed in me? I would love to know. Now, okay, here's another teachable moment. Do you know for a fact that your parents really are disappointed in you? Do you know that? Do you know that? So let's start with that. Are your parents disappointed in you? Like, I'm not sure that they really are. Like, I'm not sure that's true. I think you're sensing an energy from your parents that isn't good, that doesn't feel good, but I think that's their issue, not yours. I think they're disappointed in themselves in a way. So I feel like you got to reframe this as their problem, not yours. Ha, Renata, I love your rants. I'm loving them too much. It's becoming problematic. Let me just get on here and rant, okay? Right, so Joanne, it's not what they're saying, it's their actions, Joanne Ellis, it's their actions. And I think you're misinterpreting their actions. I don't think their actions are good, but it's about them, not you. This is not on you, really. Really, really, really. Okay. Rosemarie. My son Kenneth has a question. He wants to know if he should attend UTI in Arizona or Glendale Community College. I'll let him listen when you get to him. Okay, I'm here. Hello, Kenneth. So, UTI in Arizona, Glendale. Are these really the only two choices? There's got to be a third choice. Like, I don't love either of these choices. If you go to the one in Arizona, I feel like that's going to be a lot, just like it's a lot all at once when you've been going through some stuff other than that. Glendale Community College, I mean, maybe you start out there and then transfer. Maybe you do a semester or a year there and then you transfer out elsewhere. Maybe that's what it looks like. Maybe you start at Glendale and then go elsewhere. Renata, really informative. We can direct these client questions and attention to those points. Right. Yeah, that's what I hope. And I'm not saying I'm the end all be all, but I have been doing it successfully for a long time. So if that helps, that's good. Okay, now, I think I'm at the end. Did I skip anyone? Did I get to everyone? Any other questions? So if you're a member at the stars or suns level, the link to join us tomorrow evening is right up in the community tab. If you want to email me for a link, please do. Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay, yeah, Ms. Silver, a card for your friend. She's had her land for sale for 2 years with no buyers. Any hints why it's not selling? Why it's not selling? Why it's not selling? Any hint why it's not selling? I feel like it's not being marketed correctly. Whoever's marketing it isn't doing a good job. I think there needs to be a new realtor on it. I think it's all about the marketing. All right, my friends. I thank you so much. I will look forward to seeing you soon. There are 2 links in the description. One to book your private session with me. The other to get your ticket to StarCon. Do both of those things. And you know what else? Do have a great weekend. I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.